If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, check the referral link in the description down below. It'll take you to G2A, and you can use the code CHES at checkout for an extra discount. Also, to play FIFA and other games for real money, check the link in the description to gamersaloon.com, sign up for free over there, and go and win yourself some cash. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 35 of the Chelsea career mode here on FIFA 16. We're getting an offer in for Cesc Fabregas here. Now, I've obviously rejected that one, as you can see on screen. We have sold quite a few midfielders so far this particular transfer window, so I'm not planning on selling any more, to be completely honest, or at least none of my first team ish players. Like obviously we sold Oscar in the last episode, but today we've got the final two games of the transfer window, and then obviously we will round out with transfer deadline day at the end. Quite a few huge deals being done in this particular window, deals that I didn't expect to happen as well, and deals that I didn't see coming, so definitely stay tuned for that towards the end of the episode. But we start in the Capital One Cup against Scunthorpe United. They're playing 5 at the back, so probably not going to be that easy to break down, but as you can see, I'm playing a lot of the youth players in this one. I always do this in the Capital One Cup with this Chelsea series. You can see Thomas Callas is in there, Kennedy, Loftus-Cheek, Chalobah, Nathan, Bertrand Traore, etc. So hopefully they can you know, brush aside Scunthorpe. They should be good enough. Scunthorpe are obviously a lower league side in England. I'm not sure what league they'll be in now in the second season. They may be League 1, they may be League 2, but still, the level of players that we have here, you know, Kennedy's 76, Nathan's 76, Bertrand Traore is 77. These sort of players are definitely, you know, Callas is 77 as well. These sort of players should be quite capable of seeing off a challenge from a lower league side. And we actually get the penalty in the 17th minute here to take us, or give us the opportunity to give us a 1-0 lead. Kennedy just gets wiped out. Defenders nowhere near the ball, unfortunately for him. Juan Cuadrado is a man that steps up to take the penalty, though, puts it right in the top left corner. I gave him the penalty just because I wanted to see this celebration if he scored, which is brilliant. I love that little solo that he does there, the dancing. But anyway, Scunthorpe come forward themselves. We get the ball off them with Baba here, and we're going to try and go back up the other end. But Baba gives it straight to Williams. He's going to get it inside to Van Veen, and his shot is well saved by Santoso. Obviously, Santoso has been growing quite well, actually, with all of the training we've been doing. He's up to 76, 77-ish as well. A lot of the youth players are around about the same mark at present, so it's nice to see growth throughout the entire squad. And from that save at one end, we go up and make it 2-0 at the other. Bertrand Traore on his left foot, smashing that one into the bottom corner. Very pleased with how this game was going so far, and how the youngsters were stepping up to the challenge. We come close to a third there. The keeper actually tipped that one over the top of the bar, so we'll try again. Juan Cuadrado with another corner. Up goes John Stones this time. Keeper comes and misses it, but unfortunately there's a man on the line to clear it, and Chalobah has another shot and a save again by Daniels to push it around the post for another corner, but unfortunately nothing came of that one. So back in the same corner for the next highlight in the second half. Scunthorpe this time having the chance, but Santoso's up to tip it over the top of the bar. Are they going to replicate exactly what we did now with the second corner? Maybe keeper will come and punch it, try and punch it. They'll have a header and there'll be a man on the line to clear it. No, not quite as good this time around. We get the initial header clear, only as far as Sayoso gets it into to Paddy Madden, into Van Veen again, who seemed to be the man of the moment for Scunthorpe in this game, the only one really having chances, and he puts it into the back of the net as well. Seemingly it's not only Benaglio in the Wolfsburg series that is susceptible to those near post shots. Unfortunately, Santoso conceding that one at his near post when he really shouldn't have. I was quite disappointed in him for that, but he's played well, you know, that aside, so I can't really blame him too much. But as you can see, Baba having an effort there, unfortunately blocked, that went out for a corner that nothing came from. Nathan, though, showing good dribbling skills to get away from the defenders here. Lays it into Chalobah, or Cuadrado actually, squares it across the wrist, or the right back who breaks free. Decent shot actually, but it's another good save by Daniels. We were having pot shots from here, there and everywhere throughout this game, but the goalkeeper seemed to be on hand for most of them. But as you can see, we're right near the end of the game now. Sayers gives it back to his keeps, then gives it away. Chalobah into Atsu. The defenders are nowhere to be seen. Christian Atsu had come off the bench and he buries it in the top corner. For some reason, I didn't even get the chance to celebrate. As soon as the ball hit the back of the net, it immediately cut to the replay. But never mind, we'll take it. That's a 3-1 victory in the Capital One Cup, and we'll push forward into the next round of that competition. And I'm quite happy to play those same players again in every round of this competition this year. But that was Christian Atsu's last act as a Chelsea player, and it was pretty much the last act of that game as well, kicking the ball into the back of the net and then getting sold to Genoa. We get an offer in for Jose Gaia, though. He's obviously my starting left back, and he won't be going anywhere, despite the fact that's a rather large £21 million bid for him. But I think we paid 21.5, so well, I wouldn't let him go anyway, but if I was even to be remotely tempted to accept a bid for Jose Gaya, it would have to be upwards of 35 million, to be completely honest. But so we come into the next game of the episode, which is in the Barclays Premier League again. As you can see, full strength starting lineup out in force for this one. Gareth Bale back from injury as well. Obviously, he injured himself having a shot in the Super Cup final on Monday. Luckily, he's back. He's got the plaster symbol next to his name, so he is still susceptible to injury if he gets a knock or two. But hopefully he won't do. And Salomon Rondon is starting up top for West Brom, and you guys know exactly my feelings towards Salomon Rondon on FIFA. He always seems to score against me. Shelvey comes close, and then Rondon again hits the woodwork. Ridiculous. A couple of chances there. Then my two defenders just completely stack it over each other. Luckily, though, we didn't concede there, but I wouldn't have been surprised had West Brom actually been able to get themselves in front. Crazy two chances, but anyway, Cesc Fabregas steals it off the man in the middle here and then just pushes around the outside of the second defender and rifles it into the far top corner. A wonderful goal from Cesc Fabregas. He just had enough of trying to sit back and pick them off as they come on the counter-attack. He just thought, you know what, I'm pushing forward, I'm taking it off him, I'm scoring a goal. And he did. Gareth Bale came so close to a second as well from that free kick. Wonderful technique from Bale. Really, really looking forward to taking more free kicks with him. The run-up is absolutely on point as well. Obviously the animations that they've got for him to take his free kicks, and that was only an inch or two wide of the post. That would have been 2-0 and really given us, a little bit of daylight between ourselves and West Brom. Bale's in the box again though, turns his side really nicely, trying to get the shot off. In the end, kicks Johnny Evans and goes down injured, stays down. But luckily for me, he was able to get back up again and continue. So hopefully he's not going to be out injured for another 4 weeks or so. Into the second half we go though. Pocognoli down the left-hand side. Really nice ball in. Rondon with the header. Courtois with a great reaction save to stop Rondon from continuing his goal-scoring feats against me. They were on the attack again though. This time it's Rondon trying to turn provider out to James McLean. Ball's going to get whipped in again. They seem to be very keen on whipping it out from distance. A wonderful header from Darren Fletcher, but unfortunately for him, he was the wrong side of the line. You can see how frustrated he is. He feels that he was onside, but you'll see from the replay, he was just the wrong side of the line. And to be fair, he can see all the way across my defensive line there. There's no excuse for being offside. So perhaps his frustrations were at himself for letting his positioning go a little bit wayward, because he can see all the way across the line, so there's no excuse there. Also seeing across the line is Diego Costa. That's how you do it. You see across the line, you hold your run, you wait for the ball to come, then you pounce and you bury it into the bottom corner and you give yourself a 2-0 lead. Very pleased with Diego Costa so far in this second season. He's hit the ground running a lot quicker from pre-season into the regular season this year than he did in the first season. Trying to get a third day with Matic to really put the game beyond any reasonable doubt. We weren't quite able to do it. Saido Berahino gets a nice turn his side here actually, gets it to Jakob, and that is equally to Cesc Fabregas' shot is very well placed in the far top corner. That brought them back to 2-1. Celebrated a little bit too wildly considering that was the 90th minute and they still needed a goal to get anything from the game. But still, we will take 3 points from that. Thank you very much. You can see the biggest bids to this point, or biggest deals to this point in the window, two involving us, Bale and Oscar, and then Ozil from Arsenal to Barcelona. Lukaku has recently gone to Napoli for £24 million, and then Matteo Masaccio for £24.5 million goes from Villarreal to West Ham. I did not expect that sort of deal to go through, to be completely honest. Dede, the centre-back, has also gone to Monaco for £14 million, and then James goes to Manchester United for £70 million. Massive deal, huge deal. Didn't see that coming at all. We get a big offer in from PSG for £54 million for our goalkeeper. I was tempted to accept that and go and get Neuer, but I thought, you know what, I'm not going to. Thibaut Courtois is Chelsea's number one, and that will continue to remain the case. But that James deal is now the biggest that has gone through in this entire transfer window today. Eden Hazard, we get an offer of £73 million from PSG. That would give us over £200 million in transfer budget to go and get a replacement, but I'm not letting Hazard go. There are a few people calling for me to sell Hazard and go and get Neymar, but I'm not keen on doing that. And then we'll get another shock deal. Alexander Lacazette for £44.5 million goes to Everton. When have Everton ever paid anywhere near that sort of money for a player? Lukaku smashed their record transfer fee when they signed him in real life from Chelsea for 28 million, and they've sold him on to Napoli for 24.5, and then bought in Lacazette for £44 million. Everton are actually second in the league right now, so maybe they've got aspirations of winning the title with Lacazette leading their forward line. We're sat in fourth, though, still in the Champions League spots, and it is only Everton and Man City that remain as unbeaten so far. Yeah, no, it is unbeaten. I was going to say 100% record, but it is unbeaten as well. Everybody else has at least lost one game. So not many teams really have had the best start to the season, to be completely honest. So hopefully we'll be able to close the gap to those at the top sooner rather than later. That's going to bring today's episode to a close, though, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You can see all the links on screen to all my social media and obviously to the No Identity clothing range as well. If you want to check the link to that in the description, I am going to be heavily promoting it over the next 2 or 3 weeks or so, trying to get the brand name off the ground, and we've had a few orders so far, not perhaps as many as I might have liked, but if you are interested in getting yourself a t-shirt or two, then feel free to check the link in the description, and you'll be able to do so over there on the site. And obviously follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook as well if you don't already. Links to those are in the description as well. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you I'll be seeing you next time. There we go, words are coming out of my mouth and the video is going to end.